business with. However, in terms of classifying it as lawfare, it's difficult because lawfare comes with the implicit intent of a political objective or some kind of vindictive goal. Whereas this could have just been something that was done in earnest by the prosecution leading that case to get Trump on something. Now that comes with all of the contention during Trump's first term, how much people hated the man, that motivation could have been spurred by him being a president, being an asshole, for them to be motivated to then bring up these cases. There's no guarantee that had he been president or not been president, this stuff ever would have come about. But that is crystal ball shit.
So to respond to that, you're talking about the Letitia James civil fraud case that was brought?
Yeah.
I'll just ask the question: Have you read Judge Engoron's opinion on it, or the appellate division's opinion affirming the finding of civil fraud?
It's not. I'll just say no because I don't remember anything. It was all such in the time of reading it, right? I don't hold on to that information. I'm sorry.
That's like, have you ever read those opinions? I find it puzzling because, well, the appellate division one just came out, so okay, let's just put that aside. Like, I just find it like, if this were really a case of lawfare, I think that people on the MAGA side would take the time, right, to steep themselves, maybe, if there was a genuine good faith feeling of lawfare, steep themselves in the facts and legal theories, or at least some, because basically what you said is, well, there's some evidence that some of his business partners were ultimately fine with some of the loans that were provided. But that's not denied, and that doesn't make something lawfare. Just because there's some, testimony as to that the loans, they probably they're okay with the loans and it turned out okay, that doesn't mean that he didn't commit civil fraud. And New York,
I touched on that though.
Yeah.
I said it would be difficult to classify it as lawfare because we can't establish that there was an actual political or objective.
But Whick asked you for the strongest case of lawfare, and what you said was a case where we can't establish it's lawfare. So if the strongest case of lawfare is one in which we can't establish it's lawfare, it seems like that's a little fucked in terms of where your position is in this debate.
You can't establish it. You can't wrap it in the verbatim definition of lawfare, but you can't also say that these people weren't motivated to go after Trump on whatever they could consider or whatever they could build as legitimate legal cases. They were better at it. They were better at bringing cases against Trump. We can only say as opinion it was lawfare. We can't actually contest any definitive definition that it was.
Okay, if you're acknowledging that you can't establish that this is lawfare under your vision of what lawfare is, and that's the strongest case of lawfare, then I think that you're acknowledging that we can't establish that there was lawfare against Trump. I think that that's a logical entailment of what you just said.
Let's give Palpy a chance. Do you have anything to add, or do you disagree with your comrade's example or anything like that? Go ahead.
Well, no, I don't necessarily disagree with his example. I have a different one, and I in my opinion, I think it's the Mar-a-Lago case. I think it's the classified documents case. I think it was a nothing burger of a case, and that it was the Biden DOJ kind of trying to just grasp at straws to get Trump. Like, I don't even think necessarily that the goal, because lawfare, I don't think necessarily has to end with someone in prison. I think lawfare is just using the law to disrupt things or anything like that. So I think the goal, whether Trump ended up in prison or not, or he just got a slap on the wrist, kind of sentencing at the end of it. He came out of the other side of even though he came out of the other side of that practically unscathed. The point was always to disrail his presidential campaign and try to keep him off the ballot.
Yeah,
I have a question for you though, Palpatine. Okay, just real quick. Putting aside the legal stuff, just as normal people here, do you believe that Trump
Yo, what's up, y'all? You guys like that remix? I'll show it if you guys want to listen to it after. I really like this channel. It's a really good remix. Switch screens real quick. Let me fix the Chrome. Right, you guys can see it there. And then this is thing, which is Project Discovery. It's like a whole remix of like the whole album Discovery. It's really good. How we doing, y'all? A good day? Good day being in shutdown? What a shit show. What a shit show it has been. Been watching the this Whick
Trump
panel
was guilty of any wrong.
For a while. It's pretty fucking insane. A couple of MAGA dudes being really fucking bad faith and unhinged, so we're gonna keep watching that for a bit.
No, well, because like I said earlier, I don't think he had any malicious intent.
If those Collins, I might try to
get on. While they were classified, none of them were later on revealed to be like extremely classified, like stuff that would have gotten people killed or things like this.
Basically,
they were
TLDR
intent to go after him, and they weren't like coming after him with like
is Isco versus MAGA tards who are defending the James Comey indictment somehow, even though there's no evidence that James Comey did anything illegal, as far as we know. They'll defend it because they'll suck Trump's dick, basically.
Like other positions in the federal government, people take that shit home all the time. This is the first time in my life I've never known anybody to get charged with a crime over it.
Okay, so if this is your position that Trump he didn't have any malicious intent, okay, and we're not talking legally here, we're talking just morally, as
morally, I don't think he had.
Okay.
I don't think he had anything wrong. No.
So when I asked you about those 4 cases, New York, Mar-a-Lago, Georgia phone call, DC election obstruction case, and you said all of them were lawfare, I think you said that. Do you have the same logic for all 4? Is that in each of these 4 cases, not necessarily for the legal standard, but just morally, that Trump he didn't have any malicious intent for any of them?
Well, I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the man's head. I don't know what his intent was.
Oh, I can't read his mind.
Why?
Well, I mean, what would have been the outcome for any of them? What malice would have required? If he was being malicious in any of these cases, what was the end goal that would have required him to be malicious?
I didn't even consider that. You can't mind read him.
Okay, go for it.
Sure. So in the DC election obstruction case, that case revolved around the 7 slates of false electors and the John Eastman scheme and presenting the electors as if they were real when they were not real. And Trump's motivation there would be to seize power in 2020.
Well, I mean, if the election was stolen from him, then what's the malice?
Of course. Well,
yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into this here because I don't think it's necessary.
If the election was stolen,
the whole
obviously
2020 stolen or not, I just don't like.
No issue.
It's a rabbit hole that we've already gone way off the prompt anyway. But no, yes. If you're asking me what do I think 2020 was stolen, yes.
So here's the thing, because it is kind of important, because your logic seems to be that Trump had no malicious intent in the DC obstruction case, specifically because the election was stolen from him, and therefore he was. No,
you're asking me morally, not legally. Morally.
Yes, morally. He was morally justified to do this. Yes.
If he truly believed that he won that election and it was stolen from him, yes, I think he was morally justified to do everything in his power to try to
include
keep
military.
See, this is like brain dead, right? Because you can just challenge it on it wasn't actually, and even if it was, he didn't believe it, and he didn't believe it, and even if it was, it wouldn't justify the shit that happened.
Wait. So would you support? No. I'm asking you. No, you just said anything. You would support anything. So if Trump had done a military coup to prevent Joe Biden from being authorized, you just said anything. You would support that, correct?
Considering that I do believe that the 2020 election was stolen from him, yeah.
Yeah. So you would have supported a military coup.
Because I do not believe that Joe Biden was genuinely elected president in 2020. I do not believe that.
So do you condemn Trump for not implementing the military to prevent Joe Biden from getting into office?
No, I condemn. No, I mean He followed. I think he followed what he thought to be the best, his best course of action. Obviously, it would have been even let's go ahead and say, for the sake of argument, that 100% it was stolen. Everything you heard, Sharpie Gate, everything that happened in Georgia with the covering of the windows and just everything, every single crazy kooky, the Kraken, all of it was true. It's still a bad, kind of optical thing to use the military. And the one thing Trump wants more.
You said he should have done it, but you said he should have done it.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Yeah, let me finish. But just real quick, it's bad optics to use the military. Sorry, go.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying. Well, I'm getting to that. So, what I'm saying is that, okay, the one thing that I think Trump wants more than anything, what he wants more than power. And I'm not saying the man isn't power hungry, because he does like power. He's been a New York real estate magnate his entire life. He likes to be in charge. He likes power. But I think the one thing he wants more than power is to be loved. And so,
bro, please.
He's kind of in a rock and a hard place. Again.
So you said he should have done. You just said. I just want to make sure you can back away from this opinion if you want. You just said he should have used.
I'm not backing away from.
Off topic, but I was thinking, I'm surprised MAGA hasn't tried to give back Puerto Rico. I guess Puerto Rico was. I don't know much about Puerto Rican history. Was Puerto Rican? I assume it was Spanish, right? But I don't know at what point and when that became part of the U.S. or anything like that. I'd have to look into it, but I'm not surprised at that, because they gave it up. That'd be like giving up power or whatever, right? Like, oh, we earned Puerto Rico, whatever the fuck. So.
Okay, no, I'm telling you can if you want.
Bullshit like that, right?
Yeah. So you think that Trump should have used the military to stay in power? I understand should to be what something someone ought to do, right? Like something you should do, something you ought to do. So he didn't use the military. He ought to have, correct?
Love Pisco.
Yeah, I mean, I've said that 3 times. Yes, I think that. Look, I do believe that the 2020
election. I think sometimes Pisco
and he should have used every available tool in order to get to the bottom of that theft. And if at the end of that it was revealed that no, I actually did lose, then okay, fine. Then at that point, it's like, okay, fine, well, whatever, we lost, and it came out later, and well, I'll eat the crow on that.
Including arresting senators and congressmen to prevent them from certifying Joe Biden, correct? Do you support that?
That is, yeah, sure, why not? Because, like I said,
why not? Why not? Just why not do that? That's okay.
Why not? I understand.
I think a coup was committed against him, and it would have been acceptable for him to use the military to stop that coup.
Okay, I got 2 questions for you. Okay, firstly, you just said that you believe that Donald Trump wants to be loved above all else, right?
Yeah, I do think he wants to be loved more. He wants power and love, but I think if you ask him, or if you can get inside his mind, which one does he like more? I think he likes love more than power.
Right. Okay. When we were talking about the Mar-a-Lago case, you said that you can't get into Trump's head and divine his motivations.
I'll have to look into that
How
later.
are you doing it here?
Well, I'm not dividing his motivations. I'm just kind of speculating.
History. Just for myself, I'm curious.
So you speculate before?
As well.
Yeah.
No,
so you're not being
no, I did speculate before. I was speculating that he wasn't being malicious in the Mar-a-Lago case. So I'm speculating as to
Okay, I understand.
yeah. So yeah, I don't think I'm being.
But epistemically, you're on the same ground as all the Democrats who are reading the minds of Trump, right? Under your theory, right? In terms of what you know, you're saying he wasn't malicious. Dem say he is malicious, but you're admitting that you're on equal grounds in terms of your epistemic justification.
In terms of our ability to speculate what goes on in the mind of a person when we don't have psychic powers, yes, we're
you're all on equal ground. No amount of
we can never figure out anybody's malicious intent. We never do this in our legal system, justice system. This has never happened. We never figure out anybody's
right. Like if someone goes to shoot you,
intentions.
You can infer that their intention is to shoot you. Now, it could be possible that there's an alien mothership that's controlling this person, but in the absence of such extraordinary evidence, we infer mental states by circumstantial evidence. So I just don't understand why you're giving ground and you're conceding that you're no more justified to believe that Trump was not malicious as Democrats are to concede that or to say that Trump was malicious. Aren't you just saying that your explanation is no better than the Democrats?
Well, didn't I just say
yeah,
that?
You just said that. Why would you agree with one versus the other? You're basically saying the only reason I support Trump is because I like Trump.
I do like Trump. Yes. That's not the only reason I support him. I agree with pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is, though.
So if you acknowledge both are equally justified, that is, the notion that Trump is malicious and that he's not malicious are equally justified, then why are you picking that Trump is not malicious over that Trump is malicious?
From the Spanish-American War, you saw someone mention people wanted ICE to arrest Bad Bunny.
What we're doing is just assessing the state of mind of a person with no evidence. We're both grasping at straws in the dark.
So it seems like substantially, if that's your view of it, that we're all just largely grasping at straws, in what sense are Democrats more grasping at straws when they say that Trump is malicious versus when you say he's not? I mean, isn't it all, if it's all just clutching?
Because there's no, because like what other than the Comey thing so far in the,
other than the Comey thing, there's nothing, of course.
He's been back in office. Like what truly
nothing crazy about all the fucking Russiagate files they brought up.
I do have examples, so don't push me on it. I will bring them. But you're just going to say, well,
I mean, I asked the question, I want the answer.
I understand, but I just want to make sure. If I bring up an example, are you going to say, well, you're just trying to read his mind?
Well, no, fine. Just give me the example.
No, he is going to do that.
So a really clear case is of Eric Adams. They dropped that prosecution. Mayor Adams, a corrupt Democratic politician, was taking bribes from the country of Turkey. He was doing so to steal funds, in addition to other corrupt purposes, to get like expensive, lavish gifts, and also to steal funds from New York City. This was a case brought by conservative prosecutors in the Southern District of New York. Trump cooked up a corrupt deal to drop that case in exchange for cooperation with ICE and Tom Homan. That is hugely corrupt. It caused a judge basically to call out this corrupt quid pro quo, and you have Trump essentially defending a corrupt Democratic politician explicitly on Fox News for favors when it comes to ICE enforcement, things that don't have any rational connection to each other, right? Like what Mayor Adams' position is on ICE enforcement isn't related to whether he's guilty or not of taking bribes from the Turks. And notwithstanding that fact, Mayor Adams was let go. This corrupt mayor of the, arguably from the conservative, like the most decadent city, right, in the country, the home of the blue machine and the Democrats, Trump let him go in a corrupt quid pro quo.
Okay, what like?
Well, so what's wrong with that? Don't we want immigration line forms?
Is that Trump is undermining, thwarting the rule of law,
subverting agree with
our process to go after bribery and public corruption, which Congress passed laws explicitly in favor of public corruption for his own political ends. That is to see his position, that is Trump's position, further solidified by promises of political cooperation with the new administration, and to have basically the obedience and having Mayor Adams at his beck and call. So that's the malicious state of mind: is that you are undermining the rule of law for a political favor. And you know, if a Democrat did that shit, like imagine that, right? Imagine that there was like an indicted Republican governor or something, and Obama comes in and says, hey, as long as you convert to sanctuary city, we're going to drop the case. Would you say that's corrupt?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what's going on here in reverse. And so that's.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't read into what was going on in New York with Mayor Adams, because like New York is like what goes on in like New York City. It's it's the biggest, most populous city in the country, but it's one city in a state that's like I'm not the only state politics I care about are my state's politics, and then well,
it's a federal case.
It's stemming off of the question originally. Do you think there was any moral wrongness with Trump regarding 4 specific cases? And we're getting into the weeds on other stuff, and we're building this establishment on your personality, about your state of mind on anything. Would you be?
Oh, this guy, by the way, had to leave for like 5 minutes. He had some family stuff, and he comes back and he's like crying and like fucking.
Really
I don't even know. It's like actually.
Like I said, I didn't know much about the Adams case.
Hey, what's up, Fudge?
I didn't read about the Adams case. I mean, you got me there. I read that Mayor Adams was facing some corruption charges, and I didn't read too much deeper into it.
So let's go to the allegations.
In New York,
we can move off.
Okay, that's all. I don't care about that.
Yeah, we can move off.
That's
fine. That's fine. So you brought up as the best example of lawfare against Trump was the classified documents case in Mar-a-Lago, and you guys got into a little bit of weeds like, did he do anything ethically wrong there? But like, let's just take a moment there and think about it. This is the case that every legal commentator, whether you're conservative, pro-MAG, or whatever, says is the absolute strongest. Why is it the absolute strongest?
Holy
because
shit.
the evidence of obstruction.
Hello?
Zip. Listen to me, okay?
I know you.
I hate waiting. Okay.
Oh.
I hate.
Why does your mic sound like dog shit?
Let's have it. We're gonna fight now, okay?
You're gonna fight now? I don't think he's on now.
Wow. Okay. You pretend to be Hobbit, okay? Get ready.
Okay, I'll be Hobbit. Yeah, go for it.
Zip.
Oh wait. Before we start, for context, everybody, Foos is here with her dog shit mic, because she will. Holy fuck, my ears. She will possibly be next week debating in the E-Court with our Judge Kafka Esquire against possibly Hobbit follower about some takes about how to treat certain people in the community. Okay, go ahead. I'll pretend to be Hobbit and you pretend to be you.
No, wait. I fucking hate debate anticipation. It fucking sucks.
Hey, but okay.
I...
So the format of the show basically is like, if you understand, I don't know if you watched any of the last one that we did. But I've told you a little bit about the concept of the show. It's kind of like trial setting-ish, right? It's like mock trial.
Sure.
Kafka's the judge, so it's basically like you're not going back and forth with the other person. It's going to be and we're probably going to be including in this one a back and forth section, with certain like specific rules for how that works. It's going to be a little different from last time. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer, but basically you're going to come with like your position, and then Kafka's going to like interrogate your position and be like, how about this, how about this, how about this, with like counter arguments, and you're going to give some counter arguments, and then Kafka will jump to the other person and he's going to ask them, like, if you say something really good, then Kafka's going to go like, okay, then I'll ask Hobbit, hey, what do you say to this? Do you have a response? Like, what about this part? What about this part? The logic isn't really working out here. It's like kind of like that sort of thing. It's like a bench trial. So it's like a court hearing kind of thing. We will be including some back and forth between you and Hobbit as well, but it's very much like, I get what you mean for like, you know, you hate waiting like anticipation for the debate. I get it for sure. And it is a debate, but it's sort of different. So I guess it's sort of like you're gonna get a lot more time to like really flesh out your position and like what it is that you believe. For both of you. But go ahead. Get some things.
No.
Ears, yes. My ears. Let's go. Based. Thank you, Food Chops, for that contribution. That's great.
Could not be better. You have
now.
Breaches of the attorney-client confidentiality because of the crime fraud exception. You know, multiple different instances of obstruction of the investigation, including going after moving the boxes. You have telephonic records to that effect. You have these communications between his subordinates saying we need to move these boxes before X time. You have the certification that they're complying with the subpoena when they know they're not, and when Trump must know he's not. So it's the strongest case. What is the evidence whatsoever that this is lawfare? Deleting the security footage, another one, yeah.
Because it doesn't, because there was not, like, I don't think Trump was doing anything morally incorrect.
So that's your definition for lawfare? So your definition of lawfare is...
My definition for lawfare is using the law in order to destroy your political opponents.
No.
Which was the end goal of the Mar-a-Lago case. It was not to slap down Trump. It was not to gain justice for some horrible wrongdoing, some crime he committed against the country. It was about destroying his political campaign.
You just said, so in response...
I got a question for you here. Here, Palpatine, just real quick, okay? So, let's assume for a minute that Trump was actually guilty in the Mar-a-Lago case, just for the sake of argument, okay?
Hawaiian shirt guy looks like off-brand Sam Hyde. He kind of does look like Sam Hyde, now you say it. Kind of does look like Sam Hyde, now you're saying it. Nice. Interesting.
In that case, would it still be lawfare? Because not only, even though he's guilty, it also does disrupt his political career.
Guilty of, like, guilty of
the crime,
like,
of what they're indicting.
Well,
so he's asking you, assume that Trump is guilty. Would it still be lawfare to go after him?
Oh, hey, Mantis,
so, like, we're assuming
in my
that, like,
YouTube chat.
like I said,
What's up? I didn't see how long
if he did
ago
violate the
that
law, I don't
chat
think he did
was.
so knowingly and maliciously. I mean, I understand,
A while
like,
ago?
okay, but the subpoena thing, whatever.
I fucking
to the question though.
Multi-chat doesn't always
what they're
work.
trying to get at is even if a politician.
But hey, how you doing? I know you had me on YouTube, but yeah, what's up?
High-level politician of the enemy team does something wrong, do you think it is lawfare to go after actual crimes by high-level? Like if Trump did something, broke the law, right? And Trump prosecuted him, would that be lawfare?
No, if just keep it simple, if Trump murdered a guy today, or if Trump murdered a guy in 2021, and got busted in 2022 and was in prison by 2024, no, that's not lawfare.
But Dev is not talking about murder. He's talking about the classified documents and national.
I've already said I don't think he broke any laws.
So no, but the question is,
assume he did.
Assume he did. If it's a conditional, it's a conditional statement. If he broke the law, would it be lawfare?
No, probably not.
Okay, so the reason why people don't think it's lawfare is because the evidence of his guilt is overwhelming in that case. Overwhelming. He absolutely knew he had those documents. He was ordering his minions to move them around so that the FBI would not get them and he wouldn't comply with the subpoena. He knew he wasn't authorized because he had the subpoena, because he said he wasn't allowed to have those documents. And he knew that his conspirators were deleting footage. They were talking amongst themselves about what the boss wants. That is, the boss wanted those documents to be saved, even though he had no legal right to have them. And every legal commentator, including MAGA people, said this was his weakest case.
He didn't have a legal. He only had a legal right. He stopped having a legal right to have those documents after he was subpoenaed to give them up. When he took them, he was legally allowed to have them.
No, he wasn't. It's just about whether he was willful when he took them.
Every single time classified documents were taken by a former president, they broke the law, right?
Yeah. Yes, but it doesn't mean necessarily that they're guilty of a crime. You understand the difference?
Honestly, no.
Okay,
so
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
So there is a difference. Breaking the law doesn't mean committing a crime. A crime is defined oftentimes, usually, almost exclusively by statute, and it has specific criminal elements. But not everything that is illegal is a violation of a crime. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Well,
he has no idea what that means.
Okay, so let me give you an example.
I got a little lost there on the way.
So it could be illegal for Trump to take out those documents and bring them to Mar-a-Lago and to retain them there after he's president, to retain the documents. I think when he brings them during his presidency, he's probably authorized to do that. I would agree with you there. But to retain them after he is the president, almost certainly illegal. But that doesn't mean it's a crime. Because in order for it to be a crime, it needs to meet some criminal elements. And I would agree, probably, at that point, you wouldn't have enough for willfulness. So that's why the evidence of his obstruction
For example, for stealing classified documents, or possessing classified documents that you're not allowed to have, one of the things that you need for the criminal element for you to actually have committed the crime would be like a willfulness. Like it would have to be like intentionally, like on purpose. You're doing it because you want to subvert like having a classified document. If you have it by accident, then it's like, oh, okay, and you give it back, then it's like, okay, you didn't really break the law. You wouldn't be indicted. That's why they refused to indict or bring charges against Biden in the Her report for a similar thing. But for Trump, you have a lot of things that do point to, hey, this guy was maliciously, intentionally trying to steal classified documents. That's why it works.
So damaging for Trump is because after there's a subpoena, there's a lot of evidence of willfulness there. And so just because it's illegal for him to retain the documents, and just because it was illegal for Hillary Clinton to have classified documents on a private server outside the State Department, doesn't mean that she committed a crime.
And this is the problem that I have. It's rules for thee and not for me. It's okay when my guys do it, but when Trump does it, it's
That's not what he said, bro. Are you just not listening?
You don't understand what I just said. No, what I just said was...
I do understand what you're just saying. I'm saying I don't agree.
Okay, so you think every breaking the law is always a crime? Is that what your position is? That breaking the law is always a crime?
My position is...
Just answer the question, and you can explain. Is it your position, yes or no, or I don't know, that breaking the law is always a crime?
No, not always, because sometimes you break the law by mistake.
Hi, sorry, I panicked because I forgot that you don't know when people join.
Yeah, it isn't telling me. I should figure out how to fucking fix that, but there's no way to, like, set specifically because Discord fucking sucks balls. It gives you the options to all sound effects will be disabled or none of them. So I can't disable...
Wait, that's not true. That's not true.
In streamer mode?
Well, I guess, like, okay, you can do it in streamer mode, but then...
Is there a way to do it outside? Well, maybe I could just do everything outside of that.
Well, there is... Yeah, you can do it outside, and then streamer mode is turn on all notifications, but it would be the notifications, like, how it's set in your settings. Does that make sense?
Wait,
So I guess you would never hear when people DM you,
I want to be able to hear that, like, when I'm not streaming.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hi, sorry, I just saw that you were watching this, and I wanted to watch it in company because I wanted to literally blow my brains out, but also I miss you. Hi.
Hey, been missing my Kelly Jean. Having you on stream. What's up? How you been?
Hell yeah. Wait, your friend is saying, "Wow, my ears love this." Is that because I'm really loud, or is that because my voice just is like mean?
Oh, okay. In here a few minutes ago. And she accidentally had her desktop monitor mic on instead of her actual mic.
Oh, okay,
okay.
Sorry, I was nervous.
No, you're good. I think you might be a little loud for me. I think I have you up to 120. I don't know why, but I just burned you down to 100. Can you try talking now? And then I think you're a good level.
Hi. Okay, sorry. I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're good. Did you have?
Can you share?
Yeah, I'll share screen. What did you have to? Have any thoughts so far about this Whick panel?
I didn't see exactly where you left off because I was watching a little bit for like, I don't know, a while earlier. But just that it's just like, I just don't understand how it can be like they have absolutely no argument against it other than I like Trump, and it's like, how could this just be the whole entire panel? It's just so painful.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they'll never, they'll never actually have anything to say. It's just always going to be same shit.
But I haven't been able to hear a lot about the actual indictment yet. I was gonna look into that more. I know about what happened with Comey and Hillary and Russia like pretty well, but I just don't know what the indictment actually is. If that makes sense.
The indictment currently, and the way like indictments work, it's like person A, person B. So we don't know specifically, right? But and Peace was gonna mention it during the debate a little bit. But basically, they're bringing indictment against Comey because Comey, the statute of limitations on this thing that they're trying to get him on, runs out this week. I think like it
Yes.
already ran out like a few days
It
ago,
was
right?
yesterday,
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
September 30th. Yeah.
Exactly. So basically, what they're supposedly the crime he committed was lying under oath, right? Perjury.
Yep.
Because he said in a congressional hearing to Ted Cruz was asking a question about something he said to Chuck Grassley before, where he said that he did not authorize a leak to the media about Hillary's investigation. So basically, like back in 2015, when like a leak to the media, I think it was the Washington Post, where they were getting leaked that they were investigating Hillary for the fucking classified documents, whatever the fuck. That got leaked to the media by one of Comey's subordinates, Annie McCabe, and the allegation is that he lied because he did actually authorize it. Now the issue with that is that McCabe did not say that Comey authorized it. He said that he told Comey after the fact, and the contention is whether he was like okay with it or not okay with it. But that like either way, he didn't lie under oath. It doesn't make any sense. But nobody knows that because nobody actually reads that shit and nobody cares. Yeah, that's the gist of it mostly. Does that make sense?
It is as stupid as I thought it was.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Yeah.
Okay. Because I heard like a little bit on the radio, and you did a great job explaining it too. Thank you.
Yeah.
I heard a little bit about it. I don't know if it was on the radio or where it was, and it like I kind of got the gist of it, but I was like, "There's no way it can be just that silly."
Well,
but
it can be.
I guess so.
It's the Trump admin. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Well.
Okay. You have any questions, or is that pretty good?
No, thank you.
Yeah, well, all right. I'll press play on this, and I'm gonna go turn the AC down. It's a little warm. Be right back.
Okay.
Sometimes you trespass, you trespass on private property when you're hiking and you didn't know.
Yeah, sometimes, for example, defamation is not always a crime. Like defamation is not protected speech, but oftentimes it's like a civil suit for defamation, and you're breaking the law by defaming someone's character, but it's not a crime. So the notion of criminality isn't coextensive with breaking the law. And so I acknowledge that it was certainly against the law for Joe Biden to retain those diaries of his, but it didn't mean that he committed a crime when he did it.
Well, what to get down to the brass tacks of the thing is so if we're all agreeing that keeping classified documents after leaving office is a crime, but the difference here is that Trump did it knowingly, right?
No, we're not agreeing on that. We're not agreeing on this.
No, but except you did a second ago.
No,
I
didn't. I'm trying to be very specific.
Hold on. No, hold on. I asked you a minute ago. I said every time a former president leaves office, takes classified documents with him, that's against the law.
No, sorry, I said against the law. I didn't say a crime. You just said a crime. I'm being careful with my language. You're not.
I apologize. Yeah. I am using crime and against
the law. So currently,
so let me try to clean it up a little bit.
The thing that they're arguing about is Pisco saying that just because you broke the law doesn't mean you committed a crime, which is true. The other guy doesn't understand this, because he's trying to argue an equivalence between Biden supposedly doing the same thing that Trump did, which is not the case. And because the law requires to have committed the crime, you need to have maliciously, willfully, held on to classified material, not by accident, yeah.
So, right, because that's the crime.
When the Her report came out, the thing that and people were like, oh, they're saying that he's too retarded to commit the crime. He's so old, which is not what it says. But basically, it was, hey, it doesn't seem like Biden did this on purpose, so we're not going to press charges. With Trump, there's a lot of evidence that he was in fact doing it purposely, trying to keep the documents, so that's why they charge him with the crime. And yeah, so it's not the same, but these guys will try to say, oh, it's the same thing. Oh, it's lawfare.
I don't think. Okay, the reason why I think it's lawfare.
It's hard.
Just to get back to
the way that you worded it, though, you can break the law and not do a crime, but isn't the crime specifically, or maybe I'm wrong? Were they able to charge Biden with a crime and didn't? I thought the crime was literally. But they could have.
They could have charged. Yeah, they could have charged him with the crime, but that's not.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what it was. Yeah, I thought it was like.
Technically,
the
you can
crime
charge
was
anyone
actually
with any crime, right? But that the issue is whether or not it actually did. They did the investigation and they decided, or it was recommended not to press charges because it didn't seem like he actually committed the crime. Even though maybe he broke the law technically because he had classified documents after he was supposed to have them. That's not the point, right? Because they asked for it and then he returned it and then it was that simple, right? But Trump doesn't.
I just think that's a silly way to explain it because I feel like it was just like he just didn't know that he. It would be like if you, I don't want to say robbed a bank, but didn't know you were robbing a bank. Because that's kind of extreme, but there's technically a world where that could happen. You didn't actually you're not guilty of that. Is that kind of what it is, or
there's other things sort of that like are more explanatory, but like kind of yeah. It's like if you jaywalk, but it's because the crosswalk that was actually there, it's like too faded, so you couldn't tell it was there. And it's like, okay, you didn't really commit the crime. Or a blind person thinks they're at a crosswalk and they cross the street, but they technically jaywalk. It's like, okay, technically you jaywalked because you didn't, but you obviously didn't know, so you didn't really commit the crime. There's no intent in there. Now, granted, these are not crimes that necessarily, I don't know if they require the intent or whatever. Oftentimes, like, that'll be one of the things.
Oh,
like,
intent. Okay, sorry.
When they're not charging, but it's like, yeah, intent is usually necessary for some crimes. In those crimes where intent is necessary, it's like that makes a difference for whether or not you committed.
You should explain it that way though, because that otherwise is really confusing.
That's what Piz was kind of doing. He did it kind of before you got there, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I missed this part.
Did an entire thing. You want to move off it before we resolve it?
So, well, no, I'm still on the same topic. I'm trying to reorganize my thoughts by trying to get back to the brass tacks, and then we can explain.
It sounds like you're dodging this line of inquiry because you know it's where it's leading.
I'm not trying to dodge this line of inquiry.
Just to interject, it feels like a considerable amount of charity is being given to the Democrat side on this. I mean, it's you're trying to establish essentially a mens rea on this, right? You're trying to say that there are circumstances involved when it comes to charging someone with a crime or stating that a crime was committed, that it's not actually a criminal activity. You can walk out of the store with a candy bar in your pocket, forgetting that you put it there, but it can't be established that you did it purposefully if you are earnestly making the point you didn't steal it.
There's something sorry, to address you. Yeah, I think that one of the problems in trying to make a symmetry between the Biden case and the Trump case is differences in mental state, specifically willfulness.
And you would base a lot of that off of the Her report,
which you guys haven't read. Yes, because that's the basis of facts.
Yeah, they admitted they didn't read that.
Hold up, I'm gonna read it when we're done here.
Okay, but like the thing
it's also so stupid because like
Jesus Christ,
Pisco will say like because the difference of the mental state, meaning intent,
and
they're gonna say mental state. Oh, because he's old and not fit to run the country, and he's, like no. That's
how do you
not
even begin
at all.
To try to draw a disanalogy or try to say that there's a similarity or symmetry when you haven't read it, right? Like, how could you possibly say that you know enough to say these cases are materially similar if you haven't read the source documents? You get me?
I mean, the greatest.
No, can you just what you said?
Yeah, but I'm going to say what I want to say. The greatest point in that Her report, the greatest report in those reports about Biden, what is protecting him from having the mental state of it was that he was not mentally capable
not true.
of understanding it.
That's not true.
Right? This is insanity.
Wait.
Let me just clarify. So you just, I just want to be very clear about what you just did. It is so insane what you just did. It is one of the craziest things we've ever said. You just said that you haven't read the Her report, and you just tried to say what the most important piece of evidence in the Her report was. So you're trying to characterize the Her report, even though you just admitted you haven't read it. So how could you possibly come to the conclusion how could you possibly come to the conclusion that Biden's mental state was the strongest piece of evidence in the Her report against charging him when you haven't read it?
I don't believe I'm the one that ever said I didn't read it. I've said I haven't read other things, or I've had read other things and didn't remember them. I do remember elements of the Her report. I do remember that. Yeah, and I had to. I read it. I read specific sections of what was.
Which is so funny.
From possibly
that's all you can do, right?
Tweets going into it, and
it's
from
insane.
the actual
report in other documents.
There was that whole time frame where they were reading, where there was an actual oral testimony of the Her report, and certain things were being called out, and I had to go read it for myself. It was like, what did he actually write down?
This is you, by the way. You're like, yeah, I definitely read the Her report and reports.
I didn't read the Her report. I just read news about the case.
Dude, come on, you didn't read this shit. And if you read it, you didn't understand it. And if you read it, you didn't understand it.
Okay. No, he literally said I didn't read the Her report. I read reports on the Her report.
Okay, so I didn't read reports on the Her report.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, I misunderstood you then. I apologize.
Certain things that were being said. The reason I remember the mental state comment is because that jumped out. That was like, what exactly is the surrounding wording on that?
So given that you read the Her reports, do you recall what the classified documents at issue were?
No.
I mean, isn't
I know where they were stored.
That's all over the Her report. How could you have read it and not taken away the bare topics of these documents?
Yep.
That's just a test to see if you read it.
Because it's not something I'm going to hold on to as time goes on. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I still one more question for Pisco's and Dev's side before we get to closings. It's been a rough one, gang. In your opinion, what is the strongest case of lawfare that Trump is currently, or maybe in the past, performed that you find the most egregious, the one we should be most up in arms about, the one that is most damaging to Trump or to Trump's?
It's actually a great question. I don't know all of them. I don't think.
Before this, it was, in my opinion, probably the Mayor Adams deal.
He means for that side.
This one takes a cake. I think the Comey indictment. This is
for their side.
Pure presidential.
There's no good
discretion.
for that,
the White House interfering in the DOJ. Yeah, this is the worst one because it's so lacking of facts and law, and it's a direct order from the president in public, and it's directing the DOJ for political reasons, explicitly stated political reasons related to revenge. And so, in that sense, it is the worst act of lawfare by Trump.
What about you, Dev? Same answer or different?
I don't know if I put this one as the worst. It's pretty high up there. I think it might be, but I also think I might give it to the series of cases back in March, where he was going after all the various lawyers who had contributed to the cases against him during the Biden presidency. That's pretty fucking bad.
The reason I put so two things there. So because I think and I view the norms related to the Department of Justice in a more salient fashion than some of the like other norms related to other agencies. And although to be honest, the law firm thing deals with the First Amendment, which I hold to a high esteem. So honestly, there's a good case for that from Dev. Maybe it's recency bias. I think another argument is from the first term. The lawsuits to try to steal the election are arguably some of the worst cases of lawfare, what I take to be lawfare, which is to like subvert the Constitution or to subvert the rule of law or to file lawsuits in bad faith for a political motive. But in general, vis-a-vis like the DOJ, I would say this one with Comey is the worst. But I do think that these First Amendment cases in March and later on are also really, really bad.
Do you do either? We've been over the Comey thing, but do either Palpy or Audacity? Do you have any counters to the other examples that were brought up by Pisco and Dev just there? Whether it be the the cases against the law firms that prosecuted Trump or Trump-related issues, or the lawsuits regarding the election in 2020. Any counters to any of those? Anything?
I mean, not really. It is lawfare. As I stated before, I'm not excited about lawfare being on the table. I'm also not shocked that it's happening, and I'm also indifferent to it happening. And it
says drop frame 0, but I don't know if that's a right thing.
Yeah, it seems to be a little stuttery.
It says at the bottom, encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. Let me test something. I think I know what it might be.
I was actually just reading about Kick and that whole thing because of my connection issues. And I did see a lot of it. People said that if they were having problems with Stream, that lowering the bitrate, I believe, would help, or like the video output, because or to have it match what Twitch is set up to do. I guess I don't remember what it was exactly, but
I'm trying to see. I think it's because I'm sharing my screen. It must have been that, I think.
Oh shoot.
Maybe. Did it start right around when Peach got here, y'all? Could that be it? That's my guess right now. I'm sure I can just change how much like the quality of what I'm sharing with you.
You're trying not to share your stream, and then maybe I'll just peace out.
I mean, I'd rather you be able to be here and I not have to.
Well, that's nice, but still, I don't want to make it lame.
Well, as long as I can fix it, fine. Stream quality. Okay, change it to 1080p. 30. Is that better? Is the stream? Is it fixed? I've done this before. I have like had you in my stream and like sharing my screen. That changed. We got rid of the encoding overloaded thing, so maybe it's better now. I need some. If you can check Peach, or if anybody in chat wants to let me know. But should it be fixed? Maybe, I don't know. Kind of doing what yours was earlier, Peach, but it's more choppy and not going to offline. That's what Warble said. I don't know.
I think what was it? I saw like 1080 on, I think I saw like 720 or something, because then I was curious about that, but then no, I saw someone say the opposite later. Never mind. I was exploring this whole thing earlier. Sorry, I'll shut up. I'll try to look it up too, though.
My screen is shared with you. You can see it working.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I didn't know you're talking to me. Yes, it's working.
Okay. So I think it should be working. Is it? Wait, was it fixed or is it not anymore? I don't see the thing in OBS anymore saying that encoding was overloaded, and I see no drop frames, and my connection seems okay, but I don't know. Peach, are you checking? Does it?
Yeah, it looks smoother on my screen actually. I think it worked for you. Okay. Yeah.
So, I'll play the video.
Now for a considerable amount of time into the future, and if you don't win in the midterms, and if you don't win in 2028, whoever the kingmaker chooses for the next round is going to continue this behavior. And I just find I find it hard to be empathetic to any of this, because it's like, what the fuck did you expect? But you poked the bear, it woke up, it started eating your face.
No, I agree that the things back in March, going after the lawyers that went after him, that's lawfare. Like, I agree with him. I'm indifferent to it. I don't think the 2020 lawsuits to try to overturn the election were lawfare, because I believe the election was stolen. So
wait, just real quick.
Oh my god, shut up.
I read them at the time. This was 3-4 years ago. I don't remember the details. No, not all 62. I just said some. I read some.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I read a little bit about them. Like I said, this was years and years. This was at the time it was happening. This was years ago. It's been a wild fucking ride. I think we all agree.
Chat and it's showing up on screen.
Oh, that would just be a
that might just be a
setting.
delay. Might just be a stream delay. I don't know. Like we.
Yeah,
like
it's probably just a stream delay.
In which case, I don't know how to change.
You can like set delays too, like for longer.
Yeah,
stuff
I
too
could do
with,
it like.
so I don't even know what your settings are. So.
I mean, I never changed.
So yeah, it would.
Should be regular.
It's just
you
gonna
might
be
just have to reload
lag.
or something, but I don't know.
It's just gonna be
with that.
Yeah.
Like whether you're for it, against it, happy, sad, it's been a wild ride. A lot of shit has happened. The last 4 years has felt like a decade. So yeah, I forgot a lot.
Seems good now.
Yeah, just for my own edification. Are you or do you subscribe to any QAnon stuff? Would you consider yourself QAnon?
No, I'm not a QAnon person. I make fun of QAnon people a lot. I just agree with them. We happen to agree on this one thing that 2020 was stolen, but I'm not a Q person. No.
My mom agrees with QAnon, or did agree with QAnon on a lot of things.
That, like trust the plan that there was a secret, conspiracy between the Trumps and the Kennedys that goes back 30 years.
Yeah, it's because
all part of a plan and secret satanic, energy sucking vampires in the high. No, I don't believe any of that shit.
Good, our secret's safe.
Yeah, like he knows everything that QAnon believes and doesn't believe all of it. So, but he actually is QAnon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And so Audacity, I think you had a critique that we got derailed for most of it, and fair enough, right? But the reason we got derailed is because ultimately you guys admitted that it was lawfare and you were indifferent to it, and you were indifferent to it because both of you seem to believe that the Democrats committed lawfare first. However, we just now talked about democratic lawfare for like an hour and a half, and we brought up a whole bunch of evidence on
Hold on, quick detour. I'm finding out that boys on anything else are calling Darius.
Wait, Darius! Hello? Darius? Is he here?
He's connecting, it looks like.
My good friend Darius.
Wow.
Holding. We're in a holding pattern.
Holding.
Could be a key Darius alert.
Could be.
Might just
He's
be.
supposed to give us an update about all of the other shit too.
Everything that QAnon believes and doesn't believe all of it. So, but he actually.
Videos feed.
That is an insane delay.
Have you seen
Is
this?
he in the call right now or no?
He's not in the call.
Darius is welcome.
He is not in the call.
I saw this fucking Sora shit. Yeah, play it. It's pretty crazy.
Did I get baited? Is this not happening? Oh, hey, what's up, Flexer? Like a 2-minute delay, maybe 3. Yeah, that's a crazy delay. I don't know why that is the case. Do I just need to like restart stream if I want to fix that, or I don't even know what I would do? Cause like I open here, right?
Connecting.
My good friend Darius. Like that's a long delay. It was when I said my friend Darius. I was like, not 2 minutes, but that was like a minute delay. Like, but I don't know how to fix that. I don't know what I would do.
Probably restarting, but.
I was gonna say just restarting stream. I mean, I can do that if I need to, but I don't know. Okay.
the other side of that position.
Guess I'll find
is there
out.
any equivalent evidence that you guys can bring
can't
up
tell
on the
if
other
this
side
is
of the
my
Comey position?
shade.
Because we have a ton of it to show that it wasn't actually.
Show us. We'll tell you.
To my hand. Can you see my hands?
Kinda.
One hand has it on and one hand has it off. Can you see that? Oh, down here.
Can't tell which is which, so I guess that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's this one. Well,
So
I'm
I
sorry,
can tell,
my
so
mic
that
is right
must be
here.
your shade then.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go test out. I'm gonna get a sponge. Yay! Okay, one second.
Okay, yeah. Keep watching.
Actually lawfare.
Chat, should I just restart stream to fix the delay? Because I don't want to be fucking delayed. That shit sucks. You guys know. Hold on. This is how I feel about the delay. This is how I feel about the delay, okay?
$15-minute delay. And then what? Then what? I talk to myself like some crazy, complete idiot.
Is this what I'm supposed to do?
Hey guys, thanks for the sub, man. Oh, wait. Oh, you're 12. Oh, you have a beard now.
You have a beard now.
That's fantastic, dude. The viewers will grow up, have children, go to college, graduate, get married, get 6 kids, die, come back alive, get razzed, then I'll still fuck.
Yep. Like, what am I supposed to do, bro? Like, I can't live with a delay, right? Like, what the hell? What the hell? Did you miss the clip that I was showing?
Oh no.
I was gonna say, like, I'm considering just restarting stream to fix the delay, because...
Yeah, I have your stream on my screen, and I'm still putting foundation on, I think.
Okay, yeah, because, like, what am I supposed to do with the delay? Like watch
yeah,
this
I'm,
clip,
like, just getting up to show my hands. That's crazy.
15-minute delay. And then what? Then what? I talk to myself like some crazy, complete idiot. Hey guys, thanks for the sub, man. Oh, wait. Oh, you're 12. Oh, you have a beard now. That's fantastic. The viewers will grow up, have children, go to college, graduate, get married, get 6 kids, die, come back alive, get razzed, then I'll still shut up! This chat is so fucking retarded. I can't fucking deal with it anymore.
Yeah, like I can't live with the delay. Cause then what? Then what am I supposed to do? I just restart stream. Is that just a thing that I can do? Really? Stop stream and then restart stream. I guess. Right?
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck it.
Sometimes it won't like test or it won't know, but yeah.
Oh,
It sucks, but probably.
I have to like wait a couple minutes and then restart?
Well, no, I mean like if you stop and then restart, depending on your kick settings or your OBS settings, like chat might not even know or notice that there's a like that it cut out. Do you see what I mean? Because like I know that if I end my Twitch stream and do that, if it's within like 45 seconds or something,
sure.
It doesn't actually go down.
Okay, is that a good? Do I want it to go down or do I not want it to go down? Because well, in theory, I want it to go down.
Don't. So you would just want to end and then start again.
But I don't. But if it doesn't go down, then the delay would still be.